Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk to you about ATI and how disappointed I am with ATI, the driver, and its community. So, first of all, what is it when you're like, hey, I'm having an issue with FPS, I'm only getting like 70 in this game, and when you know theoretically there's an issue with, like, maybe you're supposed to get 150, you know you should be with the drivers and the video card and the hardware you have, and people have to jump on you and say, well, the human eye cannot see on like more than 60 or 30 or 40, or the certain refresh rate doesn't matter, because if you have 68 for refresh rate, you cannot see past or notice the difference between. Well, you know what? I am sorry, but you are full of shit. Because first of all, Minecraft, the way it's coded, and the way the rendering engine and the way it works with everything is completely wrong when you say that. Because at least back in the day, your FPS actually could throttle and cause your chunks to load slower if your FPS was a lot lower. I think that has changed over time, but there is a lot of implications with the FPS when it comes to performance playing. Just moving left and right and the shuddering and stuttering, the higher your FPS, the less that usually happens, first of all. And there's a lot of reasons too. I might get 200 FPS staring at the sky, but look at this. I have a small base here, by the way. Spoiler, it's a little spoiler for my Let's Play. But I'm getting 100 FPS. When I go inside and into my base a bit more, I get down to like 60 and 50 FPS. Well, most people would say that's enough FPS. I've only began my Let's Play. Things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. So this is my point. There is something seriously wrong with the AMD stuff. And I'm going to show you here. It's going to be a bit higher than normal, but it usually runs around 20% GPU load. Which is really weird because, I want it to use 100. When I load a game up, I want to use 100% of my GPU. Don't want to use, 10 or 20. This is not a 2D game. I want, the maximum performance I can get for the card I paid for. Well, anyways, so I got me thinking, well, let's go ahead and overclock my video card. Now, I would suggest you not do this at home, but we're going to do it anyways here. So I thought, let's overclock my video card. Oh, wait a second. Did it just go down? What? Okay, that's it. I'm tired of this shit. Let's overclock it a huge chunk. This might not be good for us. Wait, did it just go down even more? What is going on here? Okay, that's it. You know what? We're going to bring my clock speed to 460. Oh, there we go. Yes, we're using 42 of my GPU. It's using 42% of the activity. Oh, 58, because we're recording. So when I'm not recording, normally I'm 20% or 20% activity of the GPU usage. And when I'm turning it down all the way to 460 megahertz, it's usually about 40 on here. And like I said, it's boosted quite a bit because of my current recording, especially since it uses the GPU. This is my problem, though. When I underclock it and I go like here and look in the sky, we're getting the same FPS. In fact, I think it might have just gone even higher than what I just showed you a minute ago. What the hell's going? So I get the same FPS even when I downclock my GPU to next to nothing. And then people are like, Minecraft's not a GPU game. I don't give a shit what people say. If you buy an equivalent of the 7970, by the way, ATI card, if you buy the same equivalent of NVIDIA and change up your options, so of course your max FPS is on, clouds are off, VSync's off, all this other stuff, and of course your control panel has the same options, you can get 600 to 800 FPS just staring at the sky like this. Where for me, no sir, that does not happen, and I dropped down to like the 40s, 30s, and I've just began my Let's Play, and it's starting to become a little devastating, so I'm going to end up having to go and buy literally an NVIDIA video card. I never thought that would actually happen. Don't really have the money for it, but I'm getting tired of playing Minecraft and doing these Let's Plays with such a low FPS, so I just want to make a video on it. I've tried everything under the sun to overclock it, underclock it. It does not matter what you do. You're going to just keep running into your issues. My default clock is 925 here. And I could just reset to default here anyways, just like that. And I've done the power max limit, all this stuff. Nothing changes it. Nothing makes it more superb. And then I went into in the Catalyst and I started to do presets. I did the speed 1 preset basically, and then what I did was went into the configs, copied the default profile over into the profile folder and replaced speed 1. Basically went in there and there's a 2D and a 3D clock setting basically in there. I maxed out the 2D to equal my 3D max, and it did not do anything. It did not boost my performance at all. And then I started to talk to more and more people about this. DJ, Fugner, others who have the 7970, even Andy, who's in the same place, who has the same video card. All of them pretty much had the same activity, 20%. And DJ started to talk to me about how back in the day, he got higher performance, and actually it was when they did a driver update and he reverted or went back to an old one, which I think wouldn't work on what we have anyways now, because I think that was back for Windows 7 when Windows 8 drivers weren't even around. But either way, he reverted back and he got a lot more FPS, and I can't believe it, because honestly, when I was using a video card back in the day, I was actually, and you guys won't believe this, I was getting 400 or 500 FPS. Now, yeah, things have changed over time, from alpha to beta to release of Minecraft, and things have been a little more taxing here and there. But definitely, this FPS is ridiculous. Now, some of you guys out there with your little computers and whatnot, you guys will be like, this is pretty amazing FPS, but honestly, this is pity sex FPS, and it's disgusting as hell, and I'm getting really tired of it. So I don't know if anyone knows any kind of workaround at all for the AMD/ATI drivers besides reverting back to like an ancient version, which probably wouldn't even work on Windows 8 because of the driver signature crap, all this other stuff. But I've used Java 7, Java 8, Java 6, and I of course use the 64-bit. I've done lots of tweaks and changes. I tried Optifine, which does nothing like you guys think. I never get performance improvements off Optifine. I usually drop FPS. This is literally some kind of limitation in the drivers. It's almost like it can't detect Minecraft as a GPU game. Yet it does show GPU activity, so it must be somewhat active, but it doesn't seem to interact properly with the AMD drivers. Some people blame AMD. Some people blame OpenGL and the libraries that Minecraft uses, and some people blame Minecraft. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. If somebody has a fix, let me know. Besides that, I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of this card and go NVIDIA, because I have no other choice, and I don't really have money for this kind of stuff. So I was thinking as a joke, maybe I'll start a fundraiser. You guys can kickstart for a new video card for me. I doubt anyone would actually do that, but yeah, as a joke, anyways. We made that up for the Stone Legion thing, but it's annoying. And if you guys were to ask me, and if you play Minecraft like 50% of your gaming time, or even 25% of your gaming time, I'm gonna definitely now say, go GeForce. Yeah, definitely go with NVIDIA, because honestly, this is not appropriate, especially when you're using these modded packs like the Feed the Beast packs, the Tekkit packs, and of course our own personal pack here. It's not appropriate at all. You need a lot of FPS, because you're going to be tanking that FPS as more and more things you add, more tile entities, more things floating around your screen. That FPS is going to dip no matter what. And if you're starting at 200 FPS, when you're down at 20 FPS because of all the stuff loaded, where the other guy who started at 800 FPS is now sitting at 200 FPS, who's winning? The guy with 20 FPS or the guy who's 200 FPS now? You get what I mean? So yeah, maybe it's not a lot of FPS, or it's a lot of FPS to begin with, but you definitely don't end in that way. And a lot of people don't realize the way Java works and the way Minecraft's coded, and they just don't understand that. They're like, hey man, you have 200 FPS, that's amazing, that's all you ever need. And it's like, oh my god, please kill me now. But anyways, guys, you got a little spoiler of the top of my new building and roof. I don't know in the Let's Play if we're even close to this yet, but it's a bit of spoiler. I wanted to talk to you guys about NVIDIA and ATI, and why I'm pissed off with ATI/AMD, and hopefully somebody knows something out there. I've tried a lot of things. I've done a lot of research over months, by the way. Now, this is not the first time. I go through phases where I keep trying to figure out something new. It's getting to the point where I'm thinking of just using the open source ATI drivers for Linux and trying to use Linux instead. What the hell? I play Windows games. This is not fair. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's see if we can solve this.